technically.
Even some interview questions and answers with where we're at, Rob Davidson. I think we'll get this a little bit more built out, but would love to just kind of go through like the idea of how you guys should start thinking about this. Um, from I don't know how nitty gritty we'll get into this. You kind of have the nitty gritty written for you here. And then I want to be a little bit more macro. Well, Davidson, feel free to take it where you want, but I'll be a little bit more macro with like how you can kind of think of these questions. Um, Piggybacking too off of kind of what we mentioned in the previous module, why sales, why the company, why our company, what's your 5-year plan? Why do you want to leave your current company? Guys, double down on speaking your truth here. Like why sales? I mean, do not make up an answer that doesn't resonate with you. You need to really ask yourself this, right? Like why sales? Oh, because I want to make money. Okay, well, why do you want to make money? Because I want to be able to live the life I want. All right, why do you want to live the life you want? Because that's going to make me feel fulfilled, and that'll give me the best energy to kind of spread around. And I want to be the type of person that radiates that energy. Or hey, why do you want to make money? Maybe I have a family, maybe you don't have a family. For me, I always mention, hey, right now I'm a single young guy, but something important to me. I always grew up with a really good family, and I plan on having a spouse and kids down the line, and I want to make sure that they're taken care of. And tech sales gives me the opportunity to financially set myself up, but not only just myself, also my family. And so the reason I kind of give you that example is because like that's a very genuine answer that I connect with. Um, and that's just a piece of it, right? You can jump into, hey, genuinely like sales. Like this is my background. This is what I've done for a while. I found that I'm pretty good at it. And I saw at your company, you guys have these amazing leaders and want to work for you guys because I want to learn from people that have that background. And so all in all, what I think is most important with these interview questions and answers is take the structure that we're giving you guys. It's great. You can really use some of this to kind of inspire your answers, but really think deeply on like, what do you care about? Why are you here? Why did you purchase this course? Why do you want to get into tech sales? Those are some things to really be honest with yourself about. And that's how you're going to kind of get the best. The more genuine you are, the more the interviewer is going to be able to feel it. That's going to give you the best chance of getting to the next round and ultimately getting a job offer.
Love that. Yeah, so I'll answer some of these questions just to give you some model, some examples of when people, because they will ask you why sales, right? Or why this company. So when hiring managers ask me why sales, I always give them like the story. It's like, hey, I grew up really poor, living off of government assistance. I had free lunch. Sales is the only opportunity I had with someone with very limited resources, not having a father around, to being able to like wait tables and then sell knives door to door. And then, because I was reading on Reddit, I saw that there were a lot of salespeople, and I noticed using pattern recognition, I noticed all the top salespeople that were saying they made over 200, 300,000 a year were in tech sales. I was like, huh, that's interesting. And then I started reaching out to them, was proactive about it. And then they would just tell me how much money they're making. And then similar to what we're doing right now, they mentored me and they gave me guidance. And because of that, I'm able to travel the world, and now I'm married and I have a mortgage, and like I want to, my next big thing is to be an amazing father, right? So that means like taking care of them, paying for their college and things like that. But I'm honest too. I'm like, hey, I'm not gonna lie, like I live a pretty expensive lifestyle. I like going to Michelin star restaurants. I like traveling the world. My goal is to go to 100 different countries within the next 20 years. So that's gonna cause me to have a lot of money that I need to make in order to achieve those goals. So, and that's really honest, and people could sense it, like Sean's saying, like they could sense, like if you've thought about it, like they'll know, right? If you're making something, like I think it's good to really think about this, because every interview process is going to have some variation of why sales and why this company. And in terms of why this company, that's why I think it is smart to hone in on like the specific industries. Like let's say it's like just MarTech or just cybersecurity, right? It's easier, like for me, it's easy for me to talk about education technology companies, because I'll just be like, hey, because I was able to uh, learn a lot from LinkedIn Learning or from Udemy, I was able to like understand how to become a better public speaker. I was able to, and all these resources just helped me become a better person, which helped me become more confidence to be able to be more persuasive, to have more friends and all these different things, right? So I want to be able to share that wealth of knowledge with other people as well. So that's why I enjoy ed tech companies. So just figure what is that for you, right? If it's cybersecurity, it's like, hey, I noticed that there's a lot of trends in hacks, and that's going to become more important as um, Internet of Things and all these wireless devices, mobile devices are everywhere, right? So it's just like when you're thoughtful in your answer, it'll make sense, right? So you can't really like bullshit that, because people can know like, okay, this guy did his research, like he understands our industry. And in terms of figuring out your 5-year plan, like just dream big, it sometimes it's hard to think that far out, but you can just think of someone in your mind who you admire, that you look up to. Like for me, that was Adam Reagan and Mark Miller when I was in SDR, and I would just see like the really cool dinners that we would go to, and like the executive presence they had with like the like C-suite executives of United Airlines. And like I was in this beautiful hotel at the Cosmopolitan, and I just remember we had like Nick Cannon and Mario Lopez and Ali Raisman, who was an Olympian. And I was just like, dude, like this is like the dream life. Like I can't believe I'm getting paid to go to Vegas, where they're giving me all this amazing swag, and the bar tab was like $20,000, and it was just so cool to be a part of that. So just share some of those stories, right? It's like, hey, like like my father or my uncle, or like my friend that I went to, my cousin would just share about how amazing it is being an enterprise AE, and people could sense that energy. In terms of your sales process and methodology, be honest as well, right? Like, because they're gonna ultimately ask you like, what are your strengths and weaknesses? So just be super honest, right? Like for me, I was always good at prospecting. I was always good at the hustle, but something that I need to get better at is like being able to read a 10K and look to the financials and understand like the numbers better when it came to working with the CFO, right? So it's like when you share that, and then you share, but this is what I'm doing to get better at that, right? And it's like I'll listen to earnings, like Microsoft earnings calls, and that's how I'm able to build my business acumen. And they'll be like, okay, because when you offer something that's an area of opportunity, then they're not going to be as skeptical. They're going to be like, okay, like this guy has self awareness. Like I know what I need to work on with him, and then I'll put their guard down as well. So it's a little bit of reverse psychology, but it certainly has paid out well for me.
Love it. Love it. And yeah, on that, I think a little bit of advice for you around your 5-year plan. I have found that I think it very much resonates saying, this is what I say I want to go from SDR to enterprise AE and find success at the top selling level. And then from there, I'll kind of pick my head up and figure out, hey, do I want to continue doing this? Or do I maybe want to kind of transition into leadership? I think talking about leadership and being open to mentorship is like speaks for itself. And I think they love hearing that. And I also think that having the plan to kind of climb up to the enterprise route or the enterprise level speaks for itself as well, and just kind of gives you a good background on what you are trying to accomplish. But again, make sure that whatever your answer is, that it truly resonates with you and it's what you want to do.